The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
It is time for the second leg of our Open Championship series, and that means one of our players will have no problem winning it all. Will it be our overall defending champion? Will it be our defending Brock Open champion? Will it be someone else? We'll just have to see. Hello puzzlers, this is Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2026. It is the Brock Open. It is the second of our 8 Open Championships feeding into our overall major tournament. And we've got 7 players here today ready to take home the crown. FFR Pro 21 is here to defend his Brock Open Championship, and I am continuing my defense of my overall major championship from last year. But, you know, got some dark horses in the field today. Ty is here, gamerX459 is here, 6 is here, Fate7799 is here, all players that have put up great finishes in tournaments past, so never know what we're going to get from these tournaments. And quite frankly, I wasn't sure what to expect from this tournament going into it, because I had announced a format for this tournament and I realized just before we started that was completely against the set rules for the tournament series. So we'll go over the proper format of the tournament and see where everyone stands on their paths to the Brock Open Championship right after this. But first, if you're tuning into this game for the first time and you're not exactly sure how everything works, allow me to take a couple minutes of your time to explain how this tournament works and how we are playing this game in this tournament. Pokemon Puzzle League is a Match 3 puzzle game released for the Nintendo 64 in September 2000 in North America and March 2001 in Europe. It has been re-released multiple times via the Wii Virtual Console in May 2008 and the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack in July 2022. It is a Match 3 puzzle game in that if you match at least 3 of the same panel either horizontally or vertically, the panels will disappear. To win, however, you need to do more than simply match 3 at a time. You need to make combos and chains to not only prevent your gradually rising stack from reaching the top of your playfield for a time, but also to send garbage blocks to your opponent to make their stack reach the top of their playfield. You make combos by matching more than 3 panels in a row at the same time. They don't keep your stack from rising for very long, but they do send small garbage blocks to your opponent that can prove to be very disruptive. You make chains by linking sets of 3 or more matches together. Make a set of panels disappear, and then have the panels immediately above them fall into another match. Not only does this keep your stack from rising for a longer period of time, but it will make thicker garbage blocks that will be more effective at actually filling out your opponent's stack to the top. If your stack reaches the top of your playfield and the game tries to break the stack through the top, you lose, so you want to avoid this at all costs and force it on your opponent as much as possible. To beat these computer opponents, you will have to either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is completely topped off, send so much garbage to your opponent so that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage to your opponent in such a way so that they think they can no longer make a move. Easy mode has 11 stages, normal has 14, hard has 15, and V-hard and S-hard have 16. In this tournament, players will be racing through those stages to get to the end as fast as they can. The first player to defeat the final opponent wins the race. The first player to win a predetermined number of races wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. With more players this time around compared to the Gary Open, there is one more round of play that will be played. This is a single elimination tournament. The bracket has been flattened for the first time in Pokemon Puzzle League Open history. This is the format that we use for our Tetris Attack tournaments, but this is the first time we have had to employ it for the Pokemon Puzzle League event. So we've got one round 1 match for you, which is a popcorn level pick of the first 3 one-player stadium levels, easy, normal, and hard. The players will agree to one of those levels to play first, and then the race loser will pick one of the other levels until all the levels have been played, or we have a winner. Because the majority of the matches that we'll be having today are first to 2 race wins, best of 3 match formats. Same will be true of the quarterfinals match, which is only in the hard level, and the final match was in the V-hard level. The semifinal match is also in the hard level, but it is best of 5. It's first to 3 wins the match. That is a new format to our Pokemon Puzzle League Open tournaments as a way to accommodate the smoothing out of the matchups and make it possible to play all the rounds without really duplicating any round formats. Don't really like repeating match formats, so this is a nice way to shake things up just a little bit. Also new to this year of Pokemon Puzzle League play, the participants are earning points as they win for major tournament seeding. So players who win races will get 1 point, and each match has a certain number of points based on the maximum number of possible races. If one player sweeps a match, they will get all of the points. Anyone that wins a match will get all the remaining points available. So for a best of 3, a sweep for one player will result in a 3-0 points win for them. But in a best of 5, a 3-0 sweep will be 5 points for the winner. A 3-1 win for a player will result in getting that winning player 4 points compared to the losing player's 1. And of course, we're all fighting for automatic top 8 seeds in the major by winning this tournament today. FFR Pro 21 will be looking to defend his Brock Open championship, and he is the overall #1 seed for this Brock Open championship. Our players were tasked to try and complete as many one-player stadium levels, as many stages in those levels as they could within a 1-hour time limit. You start with the easy level and go up in difficulty from normal to hard to V-hard to S-hard, and whatever the last stage they finished in that 1-hour time limit is the most progress that they got credit for. FFR Pro finishing 10 stages in S-hard before the hour got the #1 seed. I claimed the 2nd seed, getting through stage 8 in a faster time than the #3 seed 6 did. We'll be seeing us later in the program alongside Deagle, who's returning from the Gary Open to start this Brock Open tournament in 4th, along with Fate7799 starting in 5th, getting through S-hard Erica before the time limit. But 2 new players to this cycle, Ty and gamerX459, both no strangers to our tournaments, but are playing in the 2026 series for the first time, are starting off 6 and 7. And that means our bracket is going to start out a little like this. And this I had to scrounge up last minute because I had forgotten the format that we are actually using for these tournaments. This is a flat bracket format, so the top players have been given buys in order to smooth out the initial matchups. Otherwise, I would have been slated as the 2 seed to play the 7 seed gamerX459 right now, and 6 or 3 seed would have played the 6 seed Ty. That's how the matchups would have played out in the past prior to this season. But now that we are in the 2026 series, the brackets are being smoothed out to have better matchups in the early goings. Now we get 4-5 versus 6-7 instead, which we get 6-7 instead of 3-6 and 2-7. So that should make the early matches way more competitive. And I had to scrounge up this little graphic last minute because we use start.gg to show our race results and the way you have to set those brackets up in order to set up buys for a tournament like ours, it doesn't want to show up all that cleanly in an external viewpoint. So I've scrounged up a little graphic like this to show you just how each match will feed into each other more properly. Of course, we're also ultimately fighting for a piece of our crowd-funded prize pool. Prize pool was left off at $1, but we're going to go ahead and add a little bit to that right now, because I did go ahead and start awarding prizes from the last Pokemon Puzzle League major tournament. It was a record-setting prize pool, by the way, $814.69. Thank you to everyone that contributed to that last tournament, and there were some significant payouts that got awarded from that prize pool as a result. One of the options that each of our players had in winning a prize was to pay it forward into the next prize pool. In fact, one of our players has generously put up their share of the prize pool into the next tournament. So instead of starting off this open with having $1 in the prize pool, we will have a bit of a nice total in $69.61. Hey now. So that's actually courtesy of our top 4 finisher, our 4th place finisher, BB Forky, put his prize amount forward into this pool. So thank you to BB Forky for contributing to that, to this prize pool, and you too can contribute to it yourself by putting in your direct tips, your bits that you might have on your Twitch account from filling out surveys, probably, because, well, let's not get into what it costs to buy Twitch bits nowadays. But also, you can subscribe to our Puzzle Speedrun Twitch channel and get partial contributions to the pool based on your tier that you subscribe with. So tier 1s, all the Prime subs that you might have lying around on your Amazon Prime account. Maybe you haven't used yours yet for this month. We definitely appreciate it if you threw it our way, and that would add $1 to the pool. Tier 2s add $2. Tier 3s add $6. And right now we are currently set to award the top 4 from our major one-player stadium bracket once it is all said and done. But if we get to $500, we can bump that up to the top 8. And if we somehow get to our $1,000 goal, then we will get all of the one-player stadium bracket something for their troubles. All of the top 16 would get a little bit of a payout. If you want to contribute to the pool, the easiest way to do it, the most efficient way to do it, is to tip directly. And we have our tip page on screen for you to do just that. You can type !pool in the live Twitch chat to get a clickable link to said page. We appreciate every little bit of spare change that you can give. So for our first match today, we have currently set as a tie versus gamerX459 in our 6-7 matchup. That match is coming your way right now. And our players have agreed to start on the easy level for game 1. So we'll get the final preparations done for that and bring that game to you in short order. Here we go. Timers are counting down on racetime.gg, where we track all of our tournament race results. And we are ready to start this round 1 matchup between the 6th seed Tai and the 7th seed gamerX459. As these players struggled with the first 2 stages to get way more garbage on them than the rest of the stages will require, let me try to introduce our players. On the left is our 6th seed Ty, who first played in our Pokemon Puzzle League tournaments in 2020. He has steadily gotten better results as time has passed. Even finished 2nd place in our Consolation Redemption bracket in 2021, and has made fairly consistent top 8 finishes in our past major tournaments, but fell short of that mark this past year to gamerX459. So maybe a little bit of vengeance in play here. And as for our 7th seed, gamerX459, he debuted in our 2021 tournament, made it to the top 4 of the Consolation Redemption bracket we had in 2022, and broke out to his first ever top 8 finish in our major tournaments last year, going through Ty in a little bit of an upset, 3-1 in that match in order to make it to that point. So we'll see if fortunes will change for Ty, or if Gamer will be able to repeat that same level of success. As you saw from the first 2 stages of this easy level, the first 2 opponents, Gary and Brock, were not one to raise their stacks very much at the beginning. But as the rest of these stages will go, the rest of the opponents, you'll see Lieutenant Surge there, he did raise his stack up just a little bit. And that was basically the ideal send we would try to give to these opponents that Ty made, but fortunately he just got hit with a garbage clear. The timing was just not quite right there. The timing certainly difficult to get right on these opponents each and every time. Our players are trying to send like 3 and 4 chains to these opponents. Nice little bounce back from Gamer from that Misty debacle. That 13-second stage will definitely put him in position to try and keep up with Ty, who maybe he's figured out something. He's not traditionally had the best easy runs. I have to go back through the data to check his averages. Ty's not one to average under 630 in his easy runs, but we'll see if Ty has picked up on something regarding aggressive combo and chain sends. Ty taking a lot of time to get this started, so that might be a little bit of a break for Gamer. In fact, oh, I was expecting Koga to get to that garbage clear, but fortunately for Ty, he did not get there, and Ty will be maintaining a bit of a lead. You'll see players in this mode make 3 chains, make 4 chains. Gamer is one to be a bit extra on the conservative side, in part due to his PvP background. And we'll make 5 chains. In fact, Ty made a 5 chain there. I wasn't sure if he intended to do that, but you know, Ty has a great PvP background of his own on the Panel Attack Discord server. Still active in that community, as far as I'm aware. Oh, Sabrina gets to Gamer's garbage in time to waste a little more time with a chain off the garbage. Oh my. Easy mode definitely has a way with trolling sometimes. Gamer has been seeing the worst of it so far after an admittedly pretty good warm-up by his standards going into this match. Gamer may have gotten a personal best in his warm-up. Something you will want to check out later, but right now you gotta focus on sending the right attacks to these opponents. Kind of hoping for something to happen to Ty, and that's not quite going to get it done for Tracy. So Ty's going to be maintaining a one-stage lead with 2 stages to go. Again, this is a best-of-3 match format. First to win 2 of these races will be moving on to the next round, and they will be playing the 3 seed 6 right after this. So, stakes are definitely high if they want to keep playing in the tournament. There's a 13-second Team Rocket from Ty. Gamer will be settling for a 16-second Tracy. I'm having a hard time imagining what would have to happen from here for Ty to fumble this. But this appears to be Ty's race to lose right now. Got the double 4 combo set up. Gets 4-4-4 for the chains. That is generally what we are looking for. And that's a nice little 10-second stage for Gamer, but it is too little too late, as Ty will officially clock in a time of 7 minutes flat, according to racetime.gg. So it will be the 6th seed taking home game 1. This is certainly not how Gamer wanted to start this off. He will be settling for a 731. But we'll see if Gamer can shake that off and turn around for game 2 to stay alive in the open. It's time for game 2. Gamer has picked the hard level to try and stay alive in this tournament. Here we go with the next 15 stages. We'll see if either of our players can get this race done in under 10 minutes, as they will certainly need to rise to that amount of time to keep up with our 3 seed 6 in the next round. So far, both players dodging the garbage clear from Gary the First. We'll be seeing him later in this run, towards the very end of this run. So both players starting off this hard run a little bit better than they started off their easy runs. You got a 4-4-6 chain action from Ty, and that's a 10. That's a 10 from Gamer. Oh, they are. I think warm-up is done. I think warm-up's done. They are ready to play the game. Took a little bit, but we are finally going our way through some high-octane Pokemon Puzzle League action. Okay, a bit of a setup that Ty was not prepared to make, but it was an action that he made. He will escape with a 16 to Gamer's 13. So Gamer is enjoying about a 3-second lead through the first 3 stages. That margin, as far as a hard races go, is basically nothing. So So you just never know how these will go. And I wonder, like Ty has been apt to make more 4 chains in these levels, but I wonder if he has picked up on something in this match specifically to maybe shorten his chains up in the beginning, because there's the risk reward with that is pretty massive to be able to unlock some faster times early on. And you're seeing Gamer having a few issues with not getting his chains together and not sending as much garbage as we would like to send. Ideally, we would be trying to send 4 lines of garbage on average, so that would usually take some sort of 3 chain and potentially a couple lines of combo garbage. So what you'll often see our players do is they will make a 4 combo to start, and they'll make another 4 combo in the middle of the chain, usually in the very next chain link, and then they'll end the 3 chain with some combo, some 4, 5, or 6 combo, and maybe they'll find another one at the end of the chain before the chain resolves. We're kind of seeing some scrambling by Gamer, try and make up for the lack of chain there. Ty needed to restart his chain just a little bit. Oh, Gamer gets hit with the garbage clear. Ty gets hit with the garbage clear. Ty has moved on to a full stage lead after Gamer had a bit of a gaffe. I believe it was with Lieutenant Surge, if memory serves. I will admit I've been trying to focus on one race at a time, one player at a time, and kind of hard to see both POVs at once. Okay, there's a bit of a layering going on with Gamer's chain onto Sabrina. That's also fairly substantial. Oh, Sabrina's getting time to downstack though. And Gamer is going to his bread and butter 5 chain to make things up, but that will certainly lead to a fair amount of time waste. Ty has already made it past the figurative halfway point onto Tracy. Gamer settling for a 43-second Sabrina. He knows that is not what he needs right now to keep playing in this Brock Open. And there is Tracy running out of time, dealing with Ty's attack. Ty, with that 18 seconds, will maintain more or less a patent-pending 2-stage lead. Making you wonder if Gamer needs to shorten up the chains just a little bit to threaten these opponents sooner. Something take chances, make mistakes, get messy type of deal. We shall see. But this is why we send 2 4 combos before the ends of our chains. Like that stage from Ty's Team Rocket shows exactly why the double 4 combo strategy has worked so well for us for so many years. The combo garbage tends to come down on your opponent first when you start your chains with the combos. It's a behavior unique to Pokemon Puzzle League as far as the series is concerned. And with the garbage getting grouped together like that, the 4 combo garbage will fall next to each other on the field and not stack on top of each other. That also means with how uneven these opponents will build their stacks, that they will that garbage will separate. As even with that one little 4 combo there, you're seeing some separation there, and it's getting an 11-second time and a fist pump from Ty. Ty knows that he's doing what he needs to do to take care of business, and he's down to the final 3 stages of this run, with potential to get a massively good time here. Time that would even make 6 sweat. Team Rocket really gave Gamer the business there, making Gamer want to potentially use some Gamer words, direct them to Team Rocket for how long that took. This is definitely not what Gamer needs right now. Gamer's deficit has grown to 3 full stages. As he starts Giovanni, Ty starts off with Bruno. Ty having a little bit of a restart to the chain, but Bruno still very distracted. And that will be enough for a 15. Don't look now. Ty has a chance to put up a very scary hard time for 6 to look forward to. Maybe not quite under 9 minutes, but it is hovering in that area. So let's see what Ty can do to wrap up this race and wrap up this match. Then go ahead and make a 4 there, going into the blue for the second 4. Maybe a little conservative with this chain, kind of waiting for Gary to raise his stack afterwards. Oh, Gary might still get out of this. Is a bit unfortunate. Gary's fast enough at this level to get out of a bunch of different jams, so this is definitely not something to fret over too much. You kind of expect this to happen to everybody, but there we go. Ty is done. His race time will officially clock in at 9 minutes 33 seconds. We'll see if there's an issue with the timer later, but with Gamer being finished with Lorelei as Ty has finished the run, Gamer's decided that he has had enough. So Gamer will forfeit. The final time will be logged as the winning time plus 5 minutes. And we will wish Gamer well in future tournaments, as today was just not his day. By virtue of the 9:33 hard time, Ty has picked up the second Pokeball and the win to move on to the next round. So with Ty winning that match 2-0, it will be Ty moving on to play the 3 seed 6 right after this. So as I update the bracket results in real time, we shall see the updated brackets unfold, and we will be seeing 6 have to take on Ty in the next round right after this. So let's go over to that matchup live after a bit of a break. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be seeing that match on the channel in a matter of days, so be on the lookout for that. So stay tuned. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners Pokemon Puzzle League Speedrun Tournament 2026 Brock Open.